So when before I started coming to the wellness center, I had, a problem that I think is, a little more common than people think, and that was, I had headaches that came and went. There wasn't always a good reason to identify why I had a headache. I was unsure if it was stress related. I was in school at the time. It could have been that. But the problem really started when the headaches became more the norm, and it was more of a treat when, there wasn't a headache. So that's kind of when I knew I had a problem. So, the typical first approach went to the health center at the school and tried to, get some advice there. Told me, some typical things about either grinding my teeth or being stressed about schoolwork, gave me some Aleve and sent me home. As you can imagine, that it didn't work out so well because the headaches persisted and the Aleve gave me a stomach ache. On a suggestion from my mom, just out of the blue, she, recommended that I, try something a little different, and that was, to go see a chiropractor. And I got a recommendation from one from where she lives upstate in New York, and I think he had a unique approach to the problem. It was obviously something that he had heard before. This wasn't like a totally new thing. Oh, going to a chiropractor for a headache. Being the precise guy that he is, the first visit when I came in, he didn't do anything. He didn't actually treat anything, which was a good thing because he ended up taking some X-rays and really identifying the problem. Sure enough, you could see it right there, plain as day. And I'm not a radiologist, but you can see on the X-ray that one of the vertebrae in my neck was twisted. And it was causing, probably a whole host of problems, but very specifically this, kind of rear pain in the back of my head, which had been going on for weeks. I think the most important takeaway from it, though, is that not only were the headaches gone. I mean, if it was just about the headaches, I think I would have stopped coming maybe after a month or two. But really, it was the lifestyle change that comes with it. You start to think about your health, and you start to think about how you went from a point of illness to wellness. You start to consider all these other factors. So just by default, things like your diet, you start paying attention to, and the amount of exercise you do, and getting suggestions and tips on that, and how that how that all works in together to be what we consider well. It's a tough thing for most people to realize that how illness can sometimes be sneaky, and you are ill and you don't even know you're ill until you start to pay attention to some of these things, and it'll change your life. Dr. Fishel is a top-notch guy. If you're looking for somebody who's gonna give you some kind of magic solution once and out the door, I wouldn't even bother. But he's a guy that is of incredible integrity, and he knows what he's talking about, and he demands the same level of excellence from you as being a patient that he gives out as being a doctor.
Would you recommend folks to come visit the Wellness Center?
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend anybody who has any kind of issue that it's amazing how the body works, and if there's any kind of pain or if there's any kind of thing that is bothering you, I would recommend making an appointment right away. It can't hurt. Just get checked out and see if he can be of assistance.
Thanks so much. That's great.
All right. Thank you.